Well, a lack of security at the U.S. consulate in Benghazi left 4 Americans dead and 4 State Department employees without a job, or so we thought. According to the New York Post, those security officials who were sacked after the release of the Benghazi report are still on the government's payroll and will be back to work soon. Joining us is the chairwoman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Ros-Lehtinen. She joins us today. Congresswoman, good to see you this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
I know you are not happy about the news of this at all. How do you describe it?
This is unbelievable. The American people should be outraged at this because it is pathetic, it's disgraceful, it is purposely misleading, it is a ruse, smoke and mirrors. I mean, this is so wrong for the State Department to do. What did they do? Well, it's just one more lie in a web of lies dealing with the terrorist attack in the consulate in Benghazi, Libya. As you know, and you've reported on it, first, so many high-level administrators said, "Oh, this was a spontaneous demonstration as a result of outrage about a video that attacked the Prophet Muhammad." None of that was true. It was labeled a terrorist attack from day one, but the administration wanted to paint a narrative that everything was fine in Libya. So now we have yet another attempt to purposely misdirect the American public. Why? Because the spokeswoman for the State Department said the secretary has accepted the resignation of Eric Boswell, a high-level security official. She's accepted his resignation, and then she said, and the other 3 individuals who are mentioned in the ARB, the Benghazi report, have been relieved of their current duties. It gave everyone the impression that 4 individuals had resigned as a result of their mismanagement of this terrorist attack in Benghazi, when in fact we now find out that all of them are still on the payroll. One of them has, yes, been resigned from his position as Deputy Secretary, but he's got a lot of other titles as well. So they just shifted the deck chairs, and they want to make the American people believe that the State Department has held people accountable for their lack of security and sending help to 4 brave Americans. This is incredibly inept of the State Department to think that they continue to fool the American public. Pathetic.
Congresswoman, I hear your passion loud and clear. Also, to your point, there were some systemic failures that took place here to begin with in terms of diplomatic security, making sure that the consulate was heavily fortified or well guarded in an area that was so rife with al-Qaeda operatives and other bad insurgents, and then the fact that it was on 9/11.
Unbelievable. Yes, that's why the report on Benghazi clearly points out that there was a dismissal of intelligence reports that clearly pointed out that we were headed for trouble in Benghazi. And then the ARB, which is the Benghazi report, states that, without using their names but their titles, that these individuals, and I quote, "they lack proactive leadership and management ability related to Benghazi." So as a result of that report, then the State Department spokeswoman says these 4 individuals, they make it appear to be that they're no longer on the payroll, yet they are. And I also...
Congresswoman, let me ask you real quickly. I don't want to interrupt, but I've got to get ready to go. Sure. But I wanted to ask you about the Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton. We understand that some Republicans may try to block or voting on or confirming the nomination for the Secretary of State in John Kerry until Hillary Clinton actually testifies before the committee on what took place in Benghazi, what her role may or may not have been. What do you say to that?
Correct. I think that they're right to do so. Secretary Clinton will be coming up to D.C. She must testify about Benghazi and now must testify about this other web of lies. They could be mincing words and parsing words and saying, well, we didn't really say that they're no longer on the payroll, but they sure made it sound that way. So she's got a lot of explaining to do, and I think that the senators are correct in doing so. We expect Secretary Clinton to testify before our committee by mid-January, and here's another lie and another misdirection that she's got to account for.
Congresswoman, we thank you for joining us today. Congresswoman Ros-Lehtinen joining us today. Have a good day.